surf. I'm like, can you do a cutback in 2-foot surf? And of course the answer is no. Like, how many actually completed cutbacks do you see in Rockaway on any given day, or floaters for that matter? Like, unless the people that we can name are out, you're not going to see it happen. So I prefer coaching in 2 to 4 foot surf. So, but when I'm out there, like my goal is to get them on waves. And so I have fewer waves per session because I'm more focused on helping other people see and judge waves. And you know what happens is the craziest thing. I get the best waves when I'm coaching, like because I'm not catching every wave and because
So
I'm
you're
giving
waiting for
waves
the good
away.
ones.
I'm not even waiting on purpose. Like all my students will be on the inside or somewhere else, and like the biggest set of the day will come. Like I'll be like, well, I do have a rule. If a good one comes to you, you gotta go. Like it's a law, and it doesn't matter. No Zoolander surfing. Doesn't matter if it's a left or a right. Doesn't matter if you're goofy or regular foot. You gotta go.
Yeah, that's right.
Even if you think you can't make it, you gotta go. You have to take off. And I learned that, I was hazed for that as a kid because I grew up at a really heavy spot and pulled back on some heavy, for me, waves. I think when I was like 12 years old, 12, 13, one too many times and got really, brutally screamed at. Like, it's like, Grom,
well,
if you're gonna, because everybody in the lineup wants that wave, and so like if you're not even and I learned pretty quickly they would rather see you go, try, and fall than pull back. Like nobody wants to see somebody pulling. Like it's kind of it's like the Johnny Boy Gones, like do something. Like why are you even out here?
Well, the momentum generation where they used to have that game of you won't go, and then you have to go, and then Jack Johnson gets his head bashed into the reef and loses some teeth, but blame Kelly Slater.
I mean that's push that those that does you won't that's pretty good. Well, I have a friend, Heath Braddock. It was actually really frustrating because me and my friend Andrew and my brother Andrew, best friend and a brother named Andrew, and we were surfing before Heath and Luke Braddock were, and their dad was like a local too, but he turned in, like he got into Christianity and wasn't into like the coke and parties of the other guys at the beach, and that my dad was into, and Andrew Dolan's mom, actually, her family, like the road to our local beach is called Dolan Road, so their family was in the area. Anyway, nobody in his family directly surfed, but he was at the beach early. Ripper, really good style now, but we thought we were good, when we were like 12. And then Dave Braddock brings Heath and Luke, and Dave was like almost Olympic level gymnast. They're all actually now built like short, stocky, super athletic kids, and Heath and Luke were better than us in like a month. And we were just like, what the heck? Who are these kids? And then, then their dad started taking us to Santa Cruz to go surfing, but Heath developed this thing. So they're all Christian too, but like Heath and Luke are such frothers. They like burn everybody. And I was like, what is this? Is not Christian. And anyway, Heath had this thing. He was like, oh, he'd outposition you, and then he'd go, you can go, I'll just go behind you and get barreled. It's like, oh, you motherfucker. You wouldn't want to burn him because then like you weren't getting barreled. But we had this other thing too. And I guess I'm kind of known for this. This I really shaped the kind of surfer that I am. But Heath and Andrew and I were really like the crew. Luke is a little younger. I don't know, Luke was too, but it was really me and Heath and Andrew for whatever reason. And we had this thing, we love surfing all conditions. And sometimes if it was like onshore and we weren't feeling it, somebody had to be the guinea pig, and we'd say, if you get barreled, then we'll paddle out. And like me and Heath can get barreled in anything. We'll just like stick our bodies and Heath was usually the guinea pig, and he would get barreled on his first wave. And then me and Andrew were like, guess we're paddling out. Like onshore, and like found, I mean, but that's just the wave I grew up is kind of that tubing. So it will tube when it's onshore, and so will it out here, Rockaway's Rockaway's, I get at least a head dip. Like I have a joke. I was like, if I didn't get a head dip, I didn't surf.
I wish I'm a little too big for a lot
You're a
of the
little
tube.
big. You're a
I'm
little
like
big. Yeah. I'm
that
5'6".
guy in little tube,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
guy in little
Yeah.
tube.
Well, that's the thing. Me and Heath are both like 5'6", 5'7" as
Yeah.
adults. So we fit in uh lots of different. I mean, I got a head dip today.
I surf with bigger guys, and so I'm like, well, they could catch that. I can catch that then. They
Yeah,
could stand on a wave.
my dad and my brother are your size. So
Yeah,
they're always and actually, I coach with my brother. Should give my you know Andrew
give
and I
bro a
are
shout out.
only 18 months apart in age. I'm 18 months older, but look 10 years younger. And
That's the good skin regimen you use, right?
yeah,
Nice. Nice.
no, this skin regimen is northwest wind, 20 miles an hour. Um, oh, this is a crazy thing I would just say about aging.
Yeah.
According to like some of this physics that I've been reading, people who are in the sea more or at sea level more
Hmm.
actually age less rapidly than people that live at high altitudes.
Well, yeah,
This
you have a lot more oxygen, for one. That's a big thing.
There's something also about like a relationship to time in the entropy sense, time in the
Yeah.
something about the relation of like the way speed works, the
Hmm.
way the actual like rotation and the forces of rotation.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, it's totally wild. I don't know exactly, but anyway, so Andrew, my brother, we have a property in Costa Rica my dad bought in 1989, and he's down there and doing. We ran retreats before COVID. Actually, I have a funny kind of COVID retreat story, but at the beginning of gnarly March COVID, I went to
Yeah.
Costa Rica for 12 hours. We had a retreat that was running. It was like, it's going to be fine. It's just the flu. I brought all these surfboards down to him. And then I got there and I was so nervous. I was like, had tricked myself into thinking like, I have COVID. I'm going to start a pandemic in Costa Rica and I'm going to be like, I got terrible persecution anxiety. And so I like, I had some clients already down there and I was like, the retreat's off. We're going home. I was there for 12 hours,
Yeah.
but I brought Andrew like 5 surfboards. He was stoked. Um, anyway, when we run retreats together, it is really helpful. I'm a tiny goofy foot and he's a huge regular foot. So like it's really cool for him to be able to talk to like our larger clients and
Hmm.
like they cannot relate to me, like
It's harder. Yeah.
it's hard to like I am a very good teacher. I can teach people of all body types, but it can be frustrating when you have a larger build and there's some like lightweight person who has like I have 140 pounds, I just spring right up on the surfboard. And my brother, like, it's really cool to see that different approach where, he's really good at teaching in this method now. He doesn't have one of the things to my backstory, I will say, that dovetails with this is that what happened when I got my master's degree in philosophy and did my graduate coursework
Hmm.
in conjunction with Saturdays in Pilgrim, telling people about my mentoring style of coaching, was that I got the language in philosophy graduate school to and the methodologies and the
Hmm.
of research to understand what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was a good coach before graduate school, but I have so much more language now to talk about what it is that we're doing when we're surfing, or to like phenomenologically reduce the practice of surfing so that I could find those constituent parts of the
Yeah.
grammar. And now I would like to develop so my brother is the only person I've like really trained to coach, and he can tell you like what Conatus means, but like he's not a trained philosopher, but
Yeah.
he has become a very good coach and gets on the basic method of just mentoring people and getting video on them and giving them feedback and like breaking that kind of stuff down. But
Hmm.
again, the other point too is like it is helpful to have like, for me, I can like, my style is like honestly molded more off of Curran than anybody else, and I'm a goofy foot. So
Hmm.
I don't have any trouble looking at a regular foot and being like, oh, you bend down like that.
Yeah.
But some people really need to see their own stance.
Oh gosh, yeah. We have to know, to know,
Yeah.
and then you can make your improvements too.
Yeah.
But I also think, like what you were talking about with the language, like it's very important to be able to communicate what's happening to the surfer, what you need to do, even the mechanics of it, and simplify it, break it down to the simplified essence. Because when you give too much information, people can't take it. And so you have to know how to communicate. Yeah, it's really, it is.
Showing the fly the way the out of the bottle. Yeah, it's a lighting. That's that Wittgenstein got that right, even though he was himself a terrible teacher. Is that's what it is all about, is finding those right tips, those ones that really work and are really effective, because too much information, also we all know this, you can't talk too much in the water. Like when I'm free surfing, I don't have too many conversations. Also, like, if anybody thinks that I'm mad at them, I'm usually like, so like, I should say this as a disclaimer, my dad's name is Mad Dog, and we all have the same face when we're focused. And my brother and I were called the Mad Puppies.
RBF.
And,
it's a problem.
It is. We have it. We like, our eyebrows just like furrow, and like I get really focused, and when I'm free surfing. And also I have like kind of a maxim that when you start talking, you stop surfing.
See, I have the opposite problem. Everyone wants to talk to me, and everyone's like trying to talk. Like people come up, like never fails. My wife and I will be out. I'm the person out of thousands of people, the person will go up to it, ask for change or money or directions or whatever.
You have
just
that.
Something about
my girlfriend is Sophia's like that. Sophia has it too. I'm like, oh God, here we go.
So in the water, it's always like everyone's trying to talk and have fun.
But you have a podcast.
Yeah. I use the talking though to my advantage though sometimes, because I can talk and distract people and then get the waves off them.
You do the Kelly Slater.
It's actually the
Kelly Slater mind
Tom Wagner. Tom Wagner used to do that in the lineup at Malibu. Would try to chat people's heads off. I remember watching a movie and they were talking about that, and then while they were laughing, he would be catching waves. And I'm always like trying to apply that.
That's good. There's a different strategies for the talking, but on the right tips thing, like worst tip in surfing is go with the flow. Because like a lot of times it's like, no, actually put your legs together and move. Move. Like, don't, like, if I'm just going with the flow. It's like, no. Like there are specific techniques, and then also it's just, that's like really confusing advice. Because
doesn't mean anything.
If you can't apprehend what the flow is, then there's no flow to go with, and then you can't flow. And the other one I really don't, I like, but with like a disclaimer. This one about surfing culture, this is again where we like are the architects of our own doom. This idea of the surfer who is having the most fun is the best surfer in the water is nonsense. That means that Kelly Slater's the best surfer in the water. I always say, because like, if you could get a tube that was 10 seconds, that's a lot more fun than face planting. Guaranteed. That's why you're face planting, is because you want to be able to get a 10-second tube. And so like, it's, I think objectively, not subjectively, I think it's objectively more flourishing and more joyful to get a 10-second tube than the face plant. And you can have fun face planting.
But let's say this, the level of fun that, let's say a first time someone rode a face wave and just like got up on the face and did a proper drop. Compared to, let's say Kelly Slater just did a drop and the wave closed out. Who's having more fun right there?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're the best surfer.
No, it doesn't mean they're the best surfer.
They're still having fun. It doesn't take away the joy.
No. I'm saying the level of fun varies on your skill level.
Oh yeah, but you can have fun.
Yeah.
Wiping out all of the time. It is fun, but you're not the best surfer.
No, you're definitely not. No.
You're having fun wiping out. Because you will progress past that, and be like, I thought that was fun.
This is,
and then you're writing. Fun. I mean, and as a teacher, you see like that different thing where people are like, go from riding their first whitewater on their belly to getting their first green water wave on there. And I have to say, having done the push lessons, which I don't push people into waves, I will push children.